Two main political parties merged to become one in 2014. The Action Congress of Nigeria (ACN) was led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, while the Congress for Progressive Change (CPC) was being controlled by Muhammadu Buhari. Before the merger, ACN was confined to the southwest region dominated by Bola Tinubu, while the CPC was popular in the northwest zone, where Muhammadu Buhari was well known and revered. The two parties didn't have a national outlook, and none of them could beat the People's Democratic Party (PDP) that ruled till 2015. In order to defeat the PDP and get power, Bola Tinubu's ACN and Muhammadu Buhari's CPC formed an alliance. They were joined by some aggrieved members of the People's Democratic Party led by Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amici, Bukola Saraki and Aminu Tambuwa. Furthermore, some parts of the All People Grand Alliance (APGA) led by Rochas Okorocha joined the coalition. Eventually, the All Progressive Congress (APC) was born with fanfare and assurance to get power with strategies, and Muhammadu Buhari became the president candidate of the new party to face the then President Goodluck Jonathan. The major party favored Muhammadu Buhari from all indications. The president had been contesting since 2003 without any success, as he couldn't get enough votes to beat the People's Democratic Party candidate. But once the coalition party was formed, he was elected president. Now, it is Bola Tinubu's turn to benefit from the same formation. There were two leaders when the APC was formed, Tinubu and Buhari. The latter has got his own share. What about the former? There are skirmishes now in the APC, and its disintegration can't be discarded with a wave of hand. The possibility of its survival is very low. Crises have been rocking the party, shaking it to its weak foundation. Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his defunct Action Congress of Nigeria made a very serious mistake while reaching agreement to form the APC in 2014. The mistake is that there is no written document to show that the Lagos politician and his faction of the APC will get the ticket for the presidential election in 2023. There are two main factions, as stated earlier. There are Tinubu's ACN loyalists and factions, and Buhari's CPC adherents and enthusiasts. Buhari and his own side have had their own chance and have used it now. What about Bola Ahmed Tinubu? To make the deal more official and transparent, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the ACN should have ensured a written agreement was made at the time APC was being formed, and such an agreement ought to be very clear and available to members of the Nigerian public who should be witnesses. Rather than going for an official deal, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the ACN, perhaps because of trust they had in Buhari and the CPC, chose a gentleman agreement. Nothing was signed as to how power will be shared between the two issues of the APC. If a proper documentation were made and notable individuals signed the papers, and if Nigerians were aware of such a deal, the 2023 presidential ambition of Bola Tinubu would have been quite easier. Now that clouds have surrounded the dream and is being antagonized by the members of the party, what should Tinubu do? Let us discuss and let's see what happens. And let's hear from you. Well, almost honestly, I tend not to believe that maybe there was no written agreement as per what will happen for them to come together, because in any partnership there's always an agreement, not to talk of something as high as that. Of course, we've been hearing different things from different quarters that suggest that, but in my opinion, I could feel that it could be a speculation, or could it be the reason why this man is not being treated well? Because even in the first tenor, we could see what happened, and a lot of people were saying different things, that oh, this man has been used and has been dumped, and all of a sudden again, he came again, and maybe they went to beg him, or they went to meet with him. He came to how will I put it, to campaign for them. But the majority of people have come out to say, oh yes, oh that serves him right, this and that. But the first thing that first came up was when Obasanjo said he does not even understand the position of a Tinubu in APC, and a lot of people came for him. That why would you say that? That the meaning of a national leader is unconstitutional. That what is the meaning of a national leader? A lot of people didn't understand it, not until when this NWC, APC NWC was dissolved, and until when the presidency came out and said no, the position of a national leader is unconstitutional, and people are like, seriously? Wow. So what Obasanjo said the other time, he was really right. And a lot of people started coming out and say, how can that be? That how the man would have looked for a position that is well documented, or that is constitutional, that is written, that no matter all the meetings, you must be there. And people were really wondering, for them to dissolve that NWC, and knowing the role that this man played, even without any written agreement, Nigerians know about his role he played in forming APC. But if something is not written in paper, it is going to be difficult, even if Nigerians are aware, even without being told, even without the written documents. Nigerians, I think they are aware of what really happened. Do you think Nigerians would have been able to do anything? But what Nigerians were saying from onset is that that alliance, or that merging, is not a true one, that he might regret it, and it's like it's coming to pass. But just like this writer said, that if they had told everybody in the party, this is this, maybe it would have, helped those who are coming out to say, oh, we want to do this, or they want to change the narratives. Maybe it would have been minimized. But one thing again is that, how do we now how do we think that this man will be able to move forward with all of this, with this that has really happened? But if they didn't sign anything, it will not be too good. In my opinion, it will never be too good, because as a professor of law or politics, or the jagaban of this, jagaban of that, that nothing was written down. It's not something that one will be able to believe. There are two issues at stake. Bola wanted to contest for president. Did people that matters want him to become president? In 1983, MKO wanted the post of president and contested and won, but the power that be did not want him, and we all saw what happened. In 2015, the masses got fed up with PDP and the way, and they needed Buhari to step in. Now, did they want Bola to take over from Buhari? That is the issue. Bros, when God wants to fight for his children, he causes their enemies to commit errors. He will never allow his children to pass through another 8 years of jungle rule under Tinubu, after surviving us for 8 years of Buhari rule of terror. God's at work. Tinubu is only a name in the southwest. Tinubu is inexperienced in politics. Tinubu is not wise enough to know the advanced politics and craftiness of Hausa and Fulani when it comes to power grabbing. That is why he lost out. Stop pitying Tinubu. He deserves the treatment he's getting. God has a way of paying people back in their own coins. Jagaban is loser. Bet me. Okay. Why Tinubu every time is a god? Is he a god? Is he the only Yoruba man suitable for president? Okay, you are too much of an honest person, this writer. It shows that in the way you think, the moment an agreement was reached, whether signed or not, and Buhari won, it became a northern thing. Beyond Buhari and Tinubu, if such an agreement of which you speak were to be in place, it ought to have been between the north and southwest. Now it was a balloon agreement, and the balloon is high up in the sky beyond both men. Tinubu may never get his chance. What he did with Buhari might turn out to be the textbook definition of one biting off more than one can chew. And I believe maybe they never knew, but no matter what, maybe they never knew that they were going to win. Maybe I think so. Maybe they believe they didn't, they just maybe let them try. And I'm sure they didn't believe that they were going to win. Maybe that was why all of those things were not put in place. But it would be so bad if nothing was really written. But just like somebody saying that as soon as it's, Buhari won, it became a northern thing. Nothing has changed. Tinubu is the next president. Okay, are you saying that really nothing was written, no agreement was written according to this person? Somebody says, can you imagine what this one is saying? Tinubu refused to learn from experience. I regard him as a whatever at 40s. He can't be president of Nigeria. He's going to be like Awolowo, the best president Nigeria ever had. If Tinubu wants to be president, he should study the pattern of voting in Nigeria. No core northern person will vote a southern unless there are no northern contesting in that position in that election. Tinubu should forget about president of Nigeria. He cannot be president with only southwest votes. He cannot go to southeast and south for votes because he has already betrayed them and favor Buhari and Fulanis. Let it be a lesson to those coming behind him. Like seriously? Okay, let's see how the whole thing will turn out to be, because even this NWC that they dissolved, some of his loyalists are coming out to say no, they are not going to agree to that. In as much as the president has said that they should forget about it, everybody should just move on. His loyalists are coming out to say no, they cannot move on. So what does that want? So guys, let's have your take in the comment section.